Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, or early evening for those on the East Coast. I'm just here to shed a little light on what the topic reads. It's a mixture, a hodgepodge of certain things that have been going on. I really don't know what to think, but you can read what you could see of the admirals and generals and high-ranking NCOs that were in that crowd. Um, you can tell that they were trying to hide the disdain that they had for listening to the people that were up there, the two people. And I hope those generals will take the court martial because I would not follow that. No, I wouldn't. I'd take the court martial and then I'd find me the best JAG officer to defend me. That's all I got to say about that mess because that predominantly was the same thing that Hitler did with the officers and the Wehrmacht in the military of Germany in 1935. Look it up. They changed the oath to not abide by the current oath, but allegiance to the leader. And I'd never take that oath. I'd spit in his face. Now, let's go on to about how our farmers are collapsing, going bankrupt. China is not purchasing our soybeans. They're purchasing them from Brazil and Argentina. And instead of helping the dying country that we're in right now, our fearless leader decided to give a $20 billion bailout to Argentina, which have been selling their soybeans to China. Now, I'm going to go slow about this, not saying that it is happening, but China's not stupid, neither am I. That was probably a deal made to slightly help our farmers of offloading our soybeans onto Argentina and then Argentina selling them to China. We're using Argentina as a go-to, but here's how that's going to happen. Argentina is going to be like, hey, you're going to have to leave us some profit to sell to China. Plus, China isn't paying for our soybeans like they did yours. They're paying a lot less. So the farmers, regardless, are going to take it in the rear end big time. They'll be lucky to break even, if that. But like I've been telling everybody for a whole year, you go back to a live stream on Darren Dobson and maybe a couple of others, and I was saying the same thing. I was buying a new truck then. On the verge of. I had to buy one before the end of December. And I told him the economy is going to go to crap. And it is. It's gotten worse by the day. Now we got a government shutdown that our fearless leaders trying to blame the Democrats for. And it's like, you control all three branches of government, sir. So the blame lies on you. What's been going on in the past 8 months is all on you, sir. Didn't take you long. Doesn't take long to destroy than it does to create. And our reputation is destroyed worldwide. And it's embarrassing on my behalf. I could have put some monkeys in place of our president and his cabinet and got a better result. But that's what less than 1/3 of American voters voted, okay, in that last election last year. Let me say that again. Less than 1/3, okay? Donald Trump got the majority of the vote of less than 1/3 of the registered voters in this country. He did not get the majority of American voters. No, the majority of American voters did not vote because we didn't want either one of those. So when I heard that woman from MAGA saying that the silent majority had spoke, ma'am, you are not the silent majority. The silent majority didn't vote. That's over 2/3 of the registered voters that did not vote. That ought to tell you something. That voting one or the other is not good enough anymore. We're going to have to spread it out a little bit. We need more than 2 political parties. We're the only country that does that. Other countries have anywhere between 6 to 12 political parties. What's the reason behind that? Freedom of choice. Because the 2 choices we have is only an illusion when you think you have freedom of choice. Because the corporate capitalist elite and the boards of directors of the major corporations bought off the political system. It's pretty easy when you bet on both horses. It doesn't matter who wins, you win. And you're going to have your way. They done that long ago. They neutered the government as soon as they could after 1945, after FDR died, so they could roll back the New Deal and return us back to pre-1929, because that's basically where we are. The only thing left of the New Deal is Social Security and Medicaid, what's left of it, and it's about gone. But I'm just throwing that out there. It's a wise decision. But don't think that the Chinese are that stupid not to figure that out. Yeah, Argentina is probably going to purchase our soybeans that China normally would buy, and then they're going to turn around and sell them to the Chinese. And the Chinese may look at that and say, well, we're only going to offer what you've been offering us for your soybeans. Or they may ask for a little bit less, because China's not stupid. But they know even though if they buy those beans, they're getting a good deal. Plus, it's not necessarily helping us. Because even if they do buy those beans, our farmers are going bankrupt anyway. Like I said, they'll be lucky to break even. That's nice. Turn our cities into war zone as practice for what? Practice for what? Have our military practice on American citizens? What, does he have plans of going to war somewhere? The man had broke his oath from day one. That right there is grounds for impeachment. And everybody knows it. But like most Americans and the cult of the self that we have here, those people that supported him are not going to turn their back on it. They don't care if he comes forward and said, I'm Satan incarnate. They're still going to support him all the way to hell. I'm just glad I could share that with you. I'm going here to pick up my load of beef here at JBS at the Greeley Plant here in Colorado. I'm north of Denver. I'll talk to y'all later. Thank you. Bye-bye.